Hi everybody, we are going to do Europe today and let's look at the maps of Europe. So first we have the very basic map of the countries and the water bodies and some of the other aspects of Europe. So let's begin. As you can see, Arctic Circle at the top, Arctic Circle. This is the Arctic Circle line that passes through Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland and Russia, right? Right. Then we have the prime meridian. As you can see, this is the prime meridian, passes through UK, France, Spain, and then it goes to Algeria into Africa, right? So this is 0 degrees. This is 0 degrees prime meridian, and this is the Arctic Circle. This is the Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle. So let's have a look at the countries. At the top we have Norway, we have Iceland here, we have Faroe Islands, the Faroe Islands of Denmark. Denmark is right here. Sweden, Finland, and rest of the countries that you know about. This is Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine. Then other countries we have Portugal, Spain, France, and rest of the countries right here. So you can see we have Mediterranean Sea right here, Black Sea right here, and we have North Sea right here, Baltic Sea right here, White Sea. This is White Sea. So this is the basic idea of Europe. So let's move ahead to the next map and study a little bit in depth. So as you can see, at the extreme right you see Ural Mountains. So these are the Ural mountain ranges. These are the Ural mountain ranges. This separates the Asian Russia with European Russia, Ural mountains, and Ural river also flows through them, right, into the Caspian Sea, right. Next we have Barents Sea. Barents Sea at the top, you can see Barents Sea, and the part of Barents Sea right here we have the White Sea. Then we have Gulf of Bothnia. We have Gulf of Bothnia here. Then we have the Baltic Sea. You can see this is the Baltic Sea. This region is called the Baltic Sea, right? Then we have the North Sea, Celtic Sea. In between, this is the Irish Sea. This region is called Irish Sea. We have the English Channel, Bay of Biscay. Then we have the Mediterranean Sea, Tyrrhenian Sea, Adriatic Sea, Ionian Sea, Aegean Sea, Black Sea. So all of the important river bodies of Europe. So let's have a look at some other aspects. That is the Iberian Peninsula. So this region is called the Iberian Peninsula, right? Then this is called Pyrenees. This region is called Pyrenees. Then we have the Carpathian Mountains. We have the Carpathian mountain ranges right here. Carpathian mountain ranges. Then these are the European plains, and these are the central uplands of Russia, right? These are the Volga hills, right? This is called the Crimean Peninsula, the Crimea. These are the Balkan mountains right here. This region is called Lapland. This is called Kola Peninsula. Remember, with White Sea. And these regions are Russian plains. This is called Caucasus, right? Then some of the rivers are there. As you can see, we have River Rhine right here. We have Elbe River, we have Oder River, we have Dnieper River, we have Don River, we have Volga River, and we have Danube River. So there are some other rivers we are going to study in detail. So let's see another map. First of all, let's see some of the bodies of water, right? So we have the Barents Sea at the top, White Sea, Norwegian Sea, Gulf of Bothnia, this region, Gulf of Finland, this is Gulf of Riga, this is the Baltic Sea, right? Then we have two more. This is a bay, Katenga Bay, Katenga Bay, Katenga Bay, and Skagerrak Gulf, Skagerrak Gulf, right? Then we have the North Sea, we have Celtic Sea, and then we have the Irish Sea in between, and St. George Channel, and Sea of Hebrides, Sea of Hebrides. This is also called, there is a place called Bristol Channel, right? We have English Channel, this is the English Channel, and the narrowest point is called Strait of Dover, Strait of Dover, Strait of Dover, right? Then we have Bay of Biscay, we have Bay of Biscay, we have Strait of Gibraltar, we have Strait of Gibraltar. This region is called Alboran Sea, Alboran Sea. This region is called Alboran Sea. This is part of Mediterranean. This is part of Mediterranean Sea. This part. Then we have Balearic Sea. We have Balearic Islands right here. Tyrrhenian Sea. This is Tyrrhenian Sea. Ionian Sea. This is Ionian Sea. This is Adriatic Sea. Right here we call it Gulf of Venice. Gulf of Venice. Then we have Sea of Crane. Then we have Aegean Sea, Sea of Marmara, Bosphorus Strait, Black Sea, and Sea of Azov. All of them we are going to study in the next images. Right? Right? So let's see the next images. So you can see these are the Atlantic highlands right here. We have Poljan Mountains. This is the Scandinavian Shield. This is the Scandinavian Shield. These are the North European plains. These regions are North European plains. This is the uplands, that are the Ural Mountains. That are the Ural Mountains. This is the Central Russian upland. This is the Caucasus Mountains. Right? We have the Carpathian Mountains, and the Alps. And the Alps that we missed. We missed the Alps, right? Then we have the upland region called Meseta and Pyrenees, which divides France and Spain. Pyrenees, upland region. We have Bay of Biscay again. Then we have Apennines, these are also highlands. We have Danube Alps, these are also highlands. Great Hungarian Plains and Balkan Mountains. These are plateaus and lowlands, right? And we have the Black Sea. Then we have Mediterranean Sea here as well, right? So let's see the next map. Next map is of some depth, right? The same thing is in a little depth, right? You can see by yourself. We have Norway, Sweden, Finland. We have Russian Federation. We have North European plains. We have Ural Mountains. We have Caucasus Mountains. We have Carpathian Mountains. We have Alps right here. We have Pyrenees right here. We have Iberian. This is Iberian Peninsula, and some of the other things that we will be discussing in depth, right? So let's go to the next, that is the rivers of Europe. So not all of the rivers are important, but you should know which river goes into which ocean or which sea, right? So Volga is the biggest. I have arranged them from the biggest, then the second biggest, the longest, the second longest, third longest, fourth longest, and fifth longest. 5 longest rivers. So Volga is the longest river. It is completely in Russia. It goes like that. It flows like that into Caspian Sea. So we can write Volga into Caspian Sea. Remember that. It is important to remember this. Then we have Danube River. Danube River comes right from here in Germany, and it goes into Black Sea. So Danube originates from Black Forest in Germany, and it goes into Black Sea. So Danube River from Black Forest to Black Sea. Then we have the Ural, we can call it. So Ural Mountains are right here, and the river comes like that and flows into the Caspian Sea. Then we have the Dnipro River, right? You can see it goes into Black Sea. Black Sea. Then we have the Don River, and we have the Don River. We have the Don River that goes into Sea of Azov. Sea of Azov. Azov. This is Sea of Azov. This region is Sea of Azov. Right? There are other rivers that are important. For example, Vistula. Vistula goes into Baltic Sea. Baltic Sea. Vistula goes into Baltic Sea. Then we have the Rhine River, the very famous Rhine River into North Sea. Rhine into North Sea. North Sea. Rhine River into North Sea. Then we have Po River. Then we have the Po River into Adriatic Sea. Po River into Adriatic Sea. Adriatic Sea into Adriatic Sea. Right? Right? Thames River again into North Sea. Thames in North Sea. North Sea. Right? Right? So we have seen some of the rivers. Then some detailed map of them. For example, this is the Volga River. So it is completely in Russia. As you can see, it flows through Rybinsk Reservoir. Rybinsk Reservoir, or the river flows through Rybinsk Reservoir. It flows like that. It goes into the Caspian Sea near Kazakhstan border, near Kazakhstan Russia border. Right? Then we have the Danube River. As you can see, it starts from somewhere here in Black Forest. The place is Black Forest. It's called Black Forest. Interesting point is the cake, very famous cake Black Forest, originated from Germany, and probably it is known that it originated from this very place. So the river from Black Forest crosses into Austria. Then it forms the border of Slovakia and Hungary. Then it flows through Hungary into Croatia and Serbia border. Then into Serbia and Romania border. Then Romania Bulgaria border. As you can see, then it goes into Romania and touches the border of Moldova and eventually into Black Sea. Black Forest to Black Sea is which river? Is Danube River. You have to tell me what all capital cities in Europe are on the banks of Danube River. Which capital cities of Europe are on the bank of Danube River? You have to tell me that. Then we have Ural River, which comes from Ural Mountains somewhere. It goes from Russia to Kazakhstan, then into the Caspian Sea. From Russia to Kazakhstan, then into the Caspian Sea. As you can see, right? So we have to write Ural is into Caspian, right? So we have seen the rivers. I have to repeat once again. Volga goes into Caspian Sea, and Ural River goes into Caspian Sea. So Volga and Ural both goes into Caspian Sea, right? Caspian Sea. Whereas Danube and Dnieper goes into, both of them goes into Black Sea, and Don River goes into Sea of Azov. Rest other important rivers, again Vistula into Baltic Sea, then we have Rhine into North Sea, we have Thames into North Sea, we have Po into Adriatic Sea, right? So we have seen the rivers. Let's go to the next map. So the next map we have is of Mediterranean Sea, very important, and we have to see what all countries border the Mediterranean Sea in the European continent. So as right here you can see we have Spain, right? We have Spain, then we have France, We have Monaco. Right here, a small country. Right here, we have a small country called Monaco. Then we have Italy. Then we have Italy. Then we have Italy right here. After that, we have Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Then we have Montenegro. Then we have Albania. We have Greece. Right? Greece. We have Turkey. We have Turkey. Then we have Cyprus. We have Cyprus. And so on and so forth. Right? And then we have Malta right here. We have Malta right here as well. So all of these countries border Mediterranean Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, right? So we have to see that there are few islands in the Mediterranean Sea. First of all, the Corsica. This island, Corsica, is of France. Corsica is of France. Then we have Sardinia. It is of Italy. Then we have Sicily. Sicily is also of Italy. So these islands belong to Italy, and Sardinia to Italy, and Corsica to France. Then we have the Balearic Islands. These are the Balearic Islands that are part of Spain. Then we have the Crete Islands that are part of Greece. So these are some islands in the Mediterranean Sea. So we have seen the Mediterranean Sea. Let's see the next map. Next map is of Adriatic Sea. Again, a very important sea in Europe, and we need to understand what all countries lies in the Adriatic Sea. As you can see, Italy. We have Italy. Then we have Slovenia. Then we have Croatia. Then we have Croatia, and we have little bit aspect of Croatia here. We have little bit aspect of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Right here we have little bit into the sea. Then we have Montenegro, and we have Albania. All of these countries are part of Adriatic Sea. I should again mention it. Italy, then we have Slovenia, then we have Croatia, and then we have Bosnia and Herzegovina. Then we have Montenegro, and we have Albania. All of these countries are part of Adriatic Sea. Right? We have Gulf of Venice. If we go a little bit, this region is called Gulf of Venice. Then this part of Italy is called Gulf of Taranto. And the strait that connects Adriatic Sea to Ionian Sea, this region is called Ionian Sea, is called Strait of Otranto. Strait of Otranto is what connects Adriatic Sea to Ionian Sea. Strait of Otranto. Should remember that. Strait of Otranto. Let's go to the another sea, that is Black Sea, another important. So as you can see, Sea of Azov. As you can see, Azov Sea right here. Azov Sea is connected to Black Sea by Kerch Strait. Right here it is mentioned Kerch Strait. This region connects Sea of Azov to Black Sea. And this region is the Crimean Peninsula. Right? So first of all, what all countries are there in the Black Sea? So Black Sea is very easy to remember. You can say GURRBUT. So that is G is for Georgia, U is for Ukraine, R is for Russia, B is for Bulgaria. It is double R actually. You should remember that. It is double R. It is GURRBUT. GURRBUT. It is double R. The second R is of Romania. Then we have the Turkey. So GURRBUT. These are the countries that border Black Sea. Then as we have mentioned, Sea of Azov is connected to Black Sea by Kerch Strait. Similarly, at the bottom you can see that this is the Bosphorus Strait. So Black Sea is connected to a Sea of Marmara, by Bosphorus Strait. So this is the way by which the ships go into the Mediterranean Sea from Sea of Azov, right? Then there are some islands. These are called Zimini Islands. Important islands, right? So let's see the next map. Next map is of Tyrrhenian Sea. Tyrrhenian Sea is this region between Corsica, Sardinia, Sicily and Italy. This region is called Tyrrhenian Sea, right? As you can see, Tyrrhenian Sea, right? You should know Tyrrhenian Sea, where does it lies. Next we have North Sea. As you can see, North Sea. This region and this region, this is the shortest region, is called Strait of Dover. This is called Zagreb Strait. This is called Kattegat Bay. So as you can see in this map, North Sea is bordered by, first of all, we have Norway, we have UK, we have Denmark, we have Germany, we have Netherlands, we have Belgium, and we have France. So from Baltic Sea, if somebody has to go to North Sea, the usual route was this, right? But this canal has been constructed. It's called Kiel Canal, which helps reduce the distance from Baltic Sea to North Sea, right? So let's see the next map. We have covered North Sea. Next is the Baltic Sea. As you can see, Baltic Sea. So Baltic Sea is between what all countries? So we can say we have Denmark, we have Germany, we have Poland, we have Russia, that is the Stalingrad. Then we have Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Russia right here, Finland, and we have Sweden as well. So this region is the Baltic Sea. This is the Gulf of Finland between Estonia, Russia and Finland. This is Gulf of Riga between Latvia, Estonia, and this is Gulf of Bothnia between Finland and Sweden, right? So this is the Baltic Sea. Then we go to the Barents Sea. Where is the Barents Sea? As you can clearly see in this map, Barents Sea is right at the top. It is part of Europe. So you can see Barents Sea right here, and we are right here somewhere, just above Russia, right? Then you can see Barents Sea. So Barents Sea we have White Sea. In Barents Sea we have White Sea. So there are only 3 seas that are named after color. First we have Red Sea, we know about it. Then we have the Black Sea, we have just studied Black Sea, and last one we have the White Sea. Only 3 seas are named after colors. So you should remember the third one, that is the white. Red and black everybody knows, and the White Sea is in Barents Sea. So you can see this is called Kola Peninsula. This is Onega Bay. This is Davina Bay. This is Davina River. And this is the Mezan Bay, because this is the Mezan River, right? nothing much in that. This is Kola Peninsula, this is Kanin Peninsula, and White Sea is between them, right? So we've covered all of the seas and the ocean and the water bodies in Europe. So let's look at some of the states, some of the important states that you should know. We have already studied that Black Sea is connected to Sea of Marmara by Bosphorus Strait. So this region is the Bosphorus Strait. Right? It is in Turkey. Right? This is the Bosphorus Strait. Then the next strait is the Dardanelles Strait. Right? As you can see, if we have to go from Black Sea to Mediterranean Sea, we have to pass through Sea of Marmara. Then we have to go to Aegean Sea. We have to go from Sea of Marmara. So from Sea of Marmara, as we have already studied, that from Black Sea to Sea of Marmara, Bosphorus Strait. So this region is the Bosphorus Strait, and from Sea of Marmara to Aegean, this region is the Dardanelles Strait. Right? So we can say Azov to Black Sea, we have Kerch Strait. Right? Black Sea to Marmara, we have Bosphorus Strait. Right? From Marmara to Aegean Sea, we have Dardanelles Strait. So these are the straits that helps us reach from Azov Sea to Mediterranean Sea, right? Through this way. So next we have Strait of Gibraltar. Everybody knows about Strait of Gibraltar. This is between Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. This region between Africa and Europe, it's called Strait of Gibraltar. Right? So next strait is Strait of Dover. As you can see, this is the shortest distance between England and France. This is the English Channel, and this is the shortest distance. It's called Strait of Dover, which connects North Sea to English Channel. Very easy. Then we have another important strait, that is Strait of Messina. Messina Strait. So this region is called Messina Strait. This is between Sicily, as you can see here, between Sicily and Italy. This region is the Messina Strait. Right? Next we have another important, we have already studied that this is between Adriatic and Ionian. Is Strait of Otranto. Right? Let's go to the next. Then between Tunisia and Sicily, we have Strait of Sicily. So let's not confuse that this is the Messina Strait. This is the Messina Strait between Sicily and Italy. Messina Strait, and between Tunisia and Sicily, that is the Strait of Sicily. Right? Then we have studied the Corsica and Sardinia. Right here we have Sardinia and Corsica somewhere here. So the strait between Corsica and Sardinia is Strait of Bonifacio. The Strait of Bonifacio between Corsica and Sardinia. So we have covered some important states. Let's see the next maps. So we have the temperature map. So you can see the lowest temperatures in in Europe. So lowest temperatures, you can see that in winters this region is really cold. This region especially is really cold. Right? Rest of the regions experiences lowest temperatures, which are better than this dark region. right? So let's go to the agricultural land use of Europe. Agricultural land use, as you can see, most of the region is cereal growing. Cereal growing. Citrus fruits is grown in only in this region. As you can see, this is Spain. This is famous for vineyards. Spanish vineyards, right? Then this region is also fruits and berries. This is olive growing region. As you can see, this is Spanish olive growing region, Italian olive growing region, and Greece olive growing region. So this region is olive growing. Then we have grasslands. These are light green are grasslands. And root crops, very few. There is hardly any root crops somewhere here, right? And then plants harvested in green. This is plants harvested in green, right? So next map is the population density. As you can see, this region of Germany is very heavily. Italy is also very heavily dense, and on the coastal regions, this is Portugal, and the coastal areas of Spain and France are. England is also density with high density, right? Let's see what are the products that are exported that gives maximum money. Maximum money is brought back to the country. Maximum in terms of money, right? So you can see we have agricultural products from Portugal, we have machinery and motor vehicles from Spain, we have machinery and transportation equipment from France, then we have motor vehicles, and as you can see, engineering products from Italy. Germany is of course famous for motor vehicles. Then machinery and transport equipment, petroleum products, electrical and optical equipments, machinery and motor vehicles, manufactured goods, petroleum products, mineral and metals, clothing, tobacco, food, beverages. As you can see by yourself, what all products these countries earn maximum money from, right? Let's see the next map, that is the forest area. As you can see, Sweden and Finland are heavily forested. Russia is also. Then Belarus, Latvia, Estonia. Then we have Slovenia right here, which is also very heavily forested, as well as Austria and Slovakia. Rest of the countries have less forest area as compared with the other countries. Let's go to the Köppen's climate classification. As you can see, the blue and the dark blue, the three shades of blue, these three dominate the European region. As you can see, this region is cold and no dry season, hot summer, cold, no dry, warm summer, cold, no dry, cold summer, right? We don't have arid desert, hot deserts. We don't have any arid deserts, but we have polar tundras. We also have temperate, no dry season, warm summer, temperate, dry, no dry season, hot summer. We have temperate, dry summer and hot summer also. So all of this is the climate classification, as you can see by yourself. Then last map for today that we are going to see, I hope this is the last map. Yeah, so the last map for today, no, I'm sorry, this is not the last map. So the GDP per capita, as you can see, highest GDP per capita in entire Europe is of which country? Is of Switzerland. Right here Switzerland sits. Switzerland has highest per capita in Europe. Then we have the Norway. Then we have rest of the countries. Ireland also has quite high. Iceland also very high. Right? The rest of the countries are somewhat equal to each other. Right? You can see by yourself the GDP map of GDP per capita across Europe. So you can see the Eastern European countries don't do well. So Western European is more rich than Eastern European. So let's have a look at the critical raw material deposits. So you can see all of the materials: beryllium, borate, cobalt, coking coal, chromium, fluoride, gallium, germanium, graphite, indium, magnesium, magnesite, niobium, phosphate, platinum, rare earth, antimony, and wolfram. Most of them are found in Europe. As you can see that these pink ones are the fluorides. These pink ones are the fluorides, and the cobalt, this is the cobalt region. We get the cobalt here. In coking coal, this is a coking coal region. This is also coking coal region. This is also coking coal region. So you can see which countries. Rare earth elements, right here we have rare earth, rare earth, rare earth, rare earth. We have rare earth elements right here, right? We have chromium also and other products also there in Europe. Then we have look at the cargo ports, the busiest cargo ports. The busiest port is Rotterdam. Then we have Antwerp, and then we have Novorossiysk, right? As you can see here, that Rotterdam in Netherlands, then Antwerp, then it says Hamburg, Bremen, Valencia, Paris, Algeciras. So all of these ports are mentioned here. You can see by yourself in terms of handling which port stands at which position, right? So we have studied some aspects of Europe. We are going to study in depth in the upcoming lectures. Thanks for staying tuned. Bye bye.